Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You are tuned into the Vicki Dillard show right here on my own personal channel at VickiDillard.tv. Thank you so much for tuning in, dear family. It's been a minute since I've been able to tap in with you live on my own channel. I'm going to get right to the point here in just a moment, family, but I have a little bit of a ritual, and some of you already know that as you come in, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. On the count of three, I want everybody to hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, to share. Hopefully, I'll start seeing some of you come on in here shortly, but I'm going to get going, and I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. Family, on the count of three, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit all notifications, and share, share, share. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Looks like I'm seeing a couple people come on in. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining us, dear family. And off the top, I want to go ahead and tell you Sunday, we literally only have a few days, a couple of days to register for my free webinar this Sunday, November 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Family, I'm going to break down the dark occult energies that were used on both the Kamala Harris campaign, in the Kamala Harris campaign, and Donald Trump's campaign. There are multiple, multi-layered dark energy and forces. And I'm going to also break down the prophetic prophecy, the accurate interpretation of a prophecy that perhaps some of you all have heard about the dry bones army rising. So we're going to be talking about that this Sunday. This is the kind of stuff that I have to talk about offline and absolutely will not talk about it online, because it's so powerful and explosive. And of course, some of the folks that I'm going to be calling out, some of the entities I'm going to be calling out, are not necessarily appropriate for this particular platform. Vicki, you're looking good. Thank you so much, Jessica. Johnny, love you. I love you back, beloved. Hey, warrior. Vicki, good to see you. Good to see you. Two can't get that. Oh, you so precious. I love you back. I see you, Miss Cynthia. I see you, Golden Gold. I see you. What is that? 906 me. I see you, Ricardo from DC. Welcome, 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 family. And thank you so much for tuning in. I believe at the right time, the right people will hear and see this broadcast. Free all Cali, divine feminine over warrior class. Oh, thank you, precious. Family, let's get ready to get into this most important topic today. Now, I discussed this on another platform already, but I wanted to talk to the family about this here. I came across this a few days ago. This has been out under a week, I think. But anyway, some of you all know that I have been giving these black bootlicks, black looking people, this everlasting word, family, because, they're fakes and phonies and frauds, and your media voices, especially in legacy media, corporate media, that's essentially bought and sold, family, by the war machine, by political forces that's controlling the narrative and seeding them what they ought to tell you, that sets the agenda for what you think and where you give your power and energy to throughout the day, and also where you allow your funds, your money, and how you allow your names to be used for their personal profits and them and their some of their transnational companies and organizations. Are y'all hearing me today? So this is important that we have this discussion, especially this Sunday, because there was a very palpable energy, how angry and upset some folks were about the election. Of course, we know that it is definitely a flashpoint because of the characters that were involved in it, but the energy that was involved and pulled on both sides. The reason why some of your spiritualists got their predictions wrong when they guaranteed you this one was going to win and that one was going to lose. The reason why even some of your political pundits that have gotten the political predictions over many campaigns correct, but missed it on this one. It's important. I'm going to break down because there was a spiritual war. There was a spiritual goings down that took place prior to that amplified some of the stuff that took place here in this middle world, as opposed to the upper realms. So we're going to be talking about that, baby. And whatever religion or spiritual background you may have, it's important that you show up for this. Why? It doesn't matter if you're religious or not. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual or not. It doesn't matter whether or not you believe in activating and utilizing those particular energies in your own life. If the people that have power over you, if the people that rule over you, if the people that mess with your politics, your money, your government, and so forth, if they are moving by a particular playbook, if this is how they're waging war, you ought to know about it. Talk black to me, somebody. Love your outfit. Thank you, beloved. I always wear this for the fall or winter occasions. Yes. So this is important that you understand this. Hey, Miss Sharifa, that's my beautiful sister there, First Lady, indeed, the real divine feminine. Thank you so much, beloved. That's our beautiful moderator, highlighted in blue, family. This is important for you to understand. Now, my assistant is going to help me in advance. I'm going to say I love the blouse. It's a dress, baby, with the gloves to go with it. I'm going to take one of the gloves off because, I got to just be real extracurricular. But I got to use this phone, and I think my hand's going to slip when I'm trying to hit the cue. Y'all. So I've been calling out these black looking bootlicks for a long time. Yes. And including, but not limited to, the Angela Ryes of the world, who formerly worked on Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., in government there as one of the little aides or whatever. She also was on CNN as a contributor, ended up not getting her contract renewed or whatever went on with that. Also, her co-host in this is Tiffany Cross, which none of them care for me. Funny looking self. But she was on MSNBC. Actually, they're beautifully, actually extraordinarily attractive women. They Democratic alliances and a diabolical political stance is what's unattractive. But they are actually very, very attractive women. But anyway, Tiffany Cross, who formerly worked for MSNBC, they didn't renew her contract. She acted a fool when they did that and threatened to sue and all that stuff. She out. Andrew Gillum, their other co-host, he ran for governor in Florida and was a mayor, I think, of Tallahassee. He didn't end up winning that case, but ended up getting involved in, a little bussy tooted up in the air scandal with two Mzungus, and somehow they managed to have pictures and stuff that was a child just was too much. Anyway, these are the three that make up this podcast. So all these rejects and losers from the Democrat Party. These Democrat shills are still caping for the Democrats, and they're having a hard time coping. How many of y'all remember when years and years ago, I came up with the coon rehab? That was me. I know other people, y'all done told me some other folks has been trying to, y'all know how they go. The little copycats, male and female, or those that pretend like that you don't exist, but it's cool because I believe that we probably need to have multiple of these facilities. But I advocated many years ago that we have a coon rehab to put some of these people in, and just for all day, for like 7 days straight, play all my videos screaming and hollering, bamming the gavel to shake them out of their white supremacist stuck stage. Talk black to me, somebody. Got to hear these coons out here. And you know how after a time, when you be, having withdrawals when you're on certain, drugs and stuff, you start having the shakes and all that. We're going to let them do all that in the coon rehab. Still got to get that together, my digital coon rehab, because some of y'all done lost your mind out there, these streets. And this is certainly an example of it. But anyway, this podcast they recently did a few days ago is almost an hour and 18 minutes. I'm not about to play that. And like I was going to tell y'all before, I literally have somewhere I got to go to in the next few minutes. So I'm going to get right to some of the most disturbing parts. I'm going to be honest with you. The whole entire hour and almost 18 minutes, that was an act of love from me for you, because it was torture. I suffer for the sake of the people. And listening to all this madness, talk black to me. Family, I want you all, because there's so much. This whole thing is just outrageous. I don't know. We may have to do a part 2 on this. We'll see. But I got to get to the craziest part of it all. Yes, and I'm gonna get there real quick. So, family, let me do this real quick. So I want y'all. So after Tiffany Cross, formerly CNN, Tiffany Cross, formerly MSNBC, Angela Rye, formerly CNN, Andrew Gillum, former mayor in Florida and was running for governor. Family, once they got together and after the results came in from Donald Trump and all that, watch this, y'all. They start talking. Y'all, it was so disturbing because guess what? Because Andrew Gillum said he stayed in bed for days. Angela Rye in this same podcast said that she got up in the middle of the night. She kept getting up in the middle of the night. Y'all, this is their words. This is not me. I'm not dragging them. I'm not going to drag today. I'm just using their words. They dragged themselves. She said she was getting up in the middle of the night screaming, no! Tiffany went into her own form of media isolation, which we believe in taking breaks from social media and all forms of media, not just social media, all forms of media. Watch this. So it was really disturbing to watch them. Lord, today, family, it was really disturbing to watch them. But family, let me get to where I'm going. So let me cue this, family. This is under the Copyright Act of 1976. So y'all ready for this? How many of y'all saw my broadcast where I was breaking down Angela lost her mind before the election when she was on the Breakfast Club and she got upset because she was losing the debate to Dr. Jill Stein and Dr. Jill Stein's vice presidential pick? How many of y'all know that she made her look so stupid? She made her look so ridiculous, didn't she? She was so humiliated. She was so embarrassed that she acted a fool and slammed down her laptop. I did a broadcast on that, right? Well, before that, I did a broadcast showing y'all when she was on this very native land pod on their little new podcast together where she broke down crying and stuff because she admits that we're not watching them, Black Grassroots, and we're not listening to them. How many of y'all remember that? Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share. So this has been a breakdown, been going on for some time. This meltdown before Trump and all that. I mean, when these biscuits don't get the biscuits, when the biscuits don't get the biscuits, they want to make all of us suffer. Which is why they need my coon rehab. Somebody put a raccoon in chat. Just put one so the algorithm don't go crazy. Somebody put a biscuit in the chat. If they don't have a biscuit, put a croissant, a pancake, something, a piece of bread, something that's in the family of a biscuit. And to be honest, the most appropriate biscuit is really a doggy bone. Just don't say nothing. We know what that's about. You can put a doggy bone in the chat. Because that's about their level. That's about their level. Thumbs up, share. Thank you for the coons and the croissants. That might have to be a new term. Thank you for the coons and the croissants up in this mug, because that represents them. And when you do the doggy bones, somebody just put one of them cute little white doggy bones in there. Put the one with the meat on it. Talk black to me, somebody. Thank you, Miss Sharifa. We got to get them the gourmet biscuits, baby. Because they, sometimes dogs get spoiled over time. And when you give them the same one, they got the nerve to get an attitude. So sometimes you got to level up those biscuits. Put some meat on there and stop. Put the gourmet bones on in that mug. Talk black to me, somebody. Vicki, get to where you're going real quick. Family, this, I promise you, this is going to be so super fast. Watch this. So y'all, I'm going to skip through. I was just trying to give you a little bit of context of the video, right? Again, this is on the Copyright Act of 1976. Y'all, watch this brief exchange between Angela Rye, Tiffany Krause, and Andrew Gillum. Okay? I'm cueing it right now. Let me make sure the sound is good.
I don't know where y'all...
Hold on.
When you didn't want to have any...
Let me get the sound right. Okay, family. This the lead up. Y'all ready?
Be tapped to...
Okay. Oh, Lord. You may need to put your seatbelts on, family. Just don't be in a dangerous situation, because you may... If you watch me, listen to me in the car, I know the notifications didn't go out yet. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share. Like I said, at the right time, I believe the right people will hear this broadcast and see it. Family. Okay, here we go. Is this it? Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Call myself trying to hit this other button, but I don't know. Okay, family, let's get to where we're going. Watch this. Thumbs up, share.
Oversee people who would be regulating him. I don't think the country and perhaps not everybody, even on this podcast, has wrapped our arms around what it means to completely undo democratic norms and principles in this country. I don't think that we have considered the domestic policy that will completely upend what our social norms and mores, our political norms and mores. I don't think that we've comprehended what this means on a global scale. To accept that, well, this is what it is, and he has to welcome him into the White House. This is a man, the media has normalized it, but I think as people who look like us in our community, I think they depend on us to be able to see through the bullshit.
No, we're actually calling you the bull stuff. No, we don't depend on you for nothing. And MSNBC clearly don't either, because you're not there. CNN doesn't depend on you either, because you're not there. Talk black to me, somebody. No, we don't depend on you. Some of y'all don't know that Tiffany Cross, the voice that you just heard, when she was on MSNBC, after having Roland Martin on back-to-back, guess what Tiffany Cross said while she was on MSNBC? I need to bring this to y'all remembrance, because some of y'all don't know this. In addition to her being disrespectful, and certainly Roland Martin specifically calling me out, Roland has done multiple broadcasts with my name, and one of the broadcasts, he even put me in the doggone thumbnail, disrespecting me, mocking us, calling us out our name. Tiffany Cross, right before they let her funny-looking self go, specifically said and encouraged and urged her audience not to listen to alternative black grassroots folks. And do you know she specifically called out our brother Tariq Nasheed's name and told them not to listen to him? I got to let y'all know that, because see, look how hypocritical they are. When she was on those corporate-owned, cable-owned mainstream media networks, I need you all to understand they worked against us even by name. Talk black to me, somebody. Kimberly said, oh, we do remember good old Tiffany and her foolishness. Definitely remember. So if you listening, you guys got to understand this is not the time for us to act like they just got their wake-up call. They actively use those platforms to silence us. And now that they thrown out to lunch, missing all of the doggy bones, missing all of the kibbles and bits. They want us to cry a river with them. So I need you all to understand that they treated us as anathema. They treated us as an enemy, and not just general terms. They literally specifically called out our brother by name. So I need us to keep that in mind while these biscuits and coons and raccoons and shields are talking. I said talking, or should I say barking? Vicki, stop.
Media treating this man like, oh, well, he says he's going to appoint somebody who wants to kill the Department of Education. What do you think about that? Instead of, oh my God, what does this? I don't really care what pundits think about killing the Department of Education. You as a reporter, you as a journalist hosting a show, I'd rather you talk to us about the real live ass consequences that will have on the American people.
We agree, but those are two separate things.
They are, Andrew, but you're saying, but you're
okay, y'all ready? Y'all watch the meltdown. Watch the melting of the down. Somebody might need to put some butter in the chat. I'm going to tell you what you're actually watching. I'm going to give you the spiritual terms of what's going on in just a minute. Y'all get ready. Remember, I told you I got to do a quick drive-by. I know I said it a lot, y'all, but for real, I'm going to go in just a few minutes. Watch this. Remember, this was an hour and almost 18-minute long broadcast. But this is the part that I got to show y'all, because I've been talking about this on other platforms. Are y'all ready? I'm cueing it. Again, this is under the Copyright Act of 1976. Watch this. Your gifts are blessed 1,000-fold, family. Wherever you're giving, your gifts are blessed. I see some of the notifications, but I want y'all to listen real quick. Listen.
What our social norms and mores, our political norms and mores. I don't think that we've comprehended what this means on a global scale. To accept that, well, this is what it is, and he has to welcome him into the White House. This is a man, the media has normalized it, but I think as people who look like us in our community, I think they depend on us to be able to see through the bullshit. Yeah. And despite the media.
Okay, yeah, here they go. The other thing I want to tell you about Tiffany, and the other thing about Angela Rye, How many of y'all remember years and years ago, I did a broadcast on Tiffany Rye, and I did some follow-ups because she was doing a podcast with Charlamagne the Guy. It wasn't on the Breakfast Club. It was a different one they was doing together. Do you all know that she used that platform to attack Minister Farrakhan on behalf of them Zionists? Certain white members of the Zionist community came out against Minister Farrakhan. Do you all know that Tiffany, while she was still moonlighting with CNN, came out against Minister Farrakhan for them folks? Did y'all know that? And in that same podcast, she defended Joe Biden. And in that same podcast, she said that Minister Farrakhan was tricking off his legacy. That's a quote, tricking. She used the word tricking. And then she called him, are y'all ready for this? Dumb and a bigot. She referred to Minister Farrakhan as being dumb and a bigot and tricking off his legacy. And she did it on behalf of them white Jewish people that was mad at him. Y'all better understand, when I come for you, it's because you are an enemy to my people. Some of you all don't know that. Some of you all are new, or you just starting to pay attention to your sister. I'm a prophetic voice, and I know what the hell I'm doing. So keep these things in mind when you listening to these biscuits barking, roughing, licking, purring. Do y'all understand this? Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. I know notifications didn't go out. Y'all hit that thumbs up button at the right time. The right people will see the broadcast. Share. Family, if you're just coming in, make sure that you sign up for this Sunday, November 24th, free webinar. It's a free webinar where I'm going to be exposing the dark occult energies that was used on both the Trump campaign and the Harris campaign. And I'm going to talk about the accurate interpretation of the prophecy of the dry bones army. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to give you insight. I'm going to tell you why the spiritualists missed it, the political pundits missed it. It was bigger than even them because of what was being pumped to their spirits. Y'all ain't ready for that. You got to know it because it has everything to do with how they do warfare. So y'all hit that link or go to my website at VickiPlanet.com to register. The link is pinned above. Y'all listen. Okay, this part is getting ready to get chaotic. So because they're going to be talking over each other, I need y'all to listen real close, okay?
Treating this man like, oh, well, he says he's going to appoint somebody who wants to kill the Department of Education. What do you think about that? Instead of, oh my God, what is this? I don't really care what pundits think about killing the Department of Education. You as a reporter, you as a journalist, hosting a show, I'd rather you talk to us about the real live ass consequences that will have on the American people.
We agree, but those are two separate things.
They are, Andrew, but you're saying, but part of what you're saying suggests that this is all normal.
Well, don't let me
okay, well, clarify. Let me know.
I can say things.
Well,
so,
say it more clearly, because that's what it sounded like to me too, please.
No.
Shut up, Tiffany. Y'all see how they got mad? Normally they run over him in all their conversations. But when he put Tiffany and Angela in their place, when he said, you don't need to suggest what I'm saying, he said, I can say it for myself. Did y'all see that? So Angela got the nerve to tell him, well, say it more clearly. Ninja, say it more clearly, please. She said the word please because she realized that she would sound like she was the boss of him.
You as a reporter, you as a journalist, hosting a show, I'd rather you talk to us about the real live ass consequences that will have on the American people.
We agree, but those are two separate things.
They are, Andrew, but you're saying, but part of what you're saying suggests that this is all normal.
Well, don't let me
okay, well, clarify. Let me know.
I can say things.
Well, say it more clearly, because that's what it sounded like to me too, please.
No. So ceremony is one thing. These are ceremonies that have been cultivated over a period of time that don't inure any approval to this man's agenda. It doesn't rubber stamp, sign off on, or agree with Elon Musk being not just a gatekeeper, watchkeeper, but nowhere near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the president.
Girl, hush.
Would they have had Osama bin Laden
if Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president?
Well, can I just point out
he's a terrorist? This man is a terrorist.
Guys, this isn't that. That's not the point. All I'm saying is this. we can go off the cliff.
It is the point. It is absolutely the point.
Well, let me hear Andrew. Let me hear what you have to say, Andrew.
Do y'all hear her cussing him out? It is the absolutely effing point. Andrew is as big of a Democratic biscuit and shield and raccoon as the rest of them, but they attacking the one that's saying, ma'am, please, ma'am, please. How you gonna attack your fellow? Y'all smell alike, look alike, hang out in the same dark places. Y'all both come out at night. What is the problem? Both y'all come out at night. She attacking her fellow raccoon brother and cussing him out at that, y'all. Watch this. Y'all, fam, watch this.
We're near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the president.
Listen,
would they have had Osama bin Laden
if Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president?
Well, can I just point out
a terrorist? This man is a terrorist.
Guys, this isn't that. That's not the point. All I'm saying is we can go off the cliff.
It is the point. It is absolutely the point.
Well, let me hear Andrew. Let me hear what you have to say, Andrew.
You can go off the cliff and never, ever get power again. You can.
Girl, y'all hear him say you can go off a cliff and never ever get. Cause you about at the cliff. You at the cliff, fool. I'm a coon with you. I'm crazy like you. I'm out of my mind like you, but you about off a cliff. You can go off a cliff. Somebody put a card in the chat. Somebody put a mountain in the chat. You can go off a cliff. I'm not off a cliff. The country's off a cliff. No, the country and you both off the cliffs. Buses and vans, ladies and gentlemen, with cliff drivers. We getting out the way. We getting out the car. We tell you to open up the door so we can get out. You say no and the car's still moving. We jumping out. We're making a run for it while the car is moving because we're not going off the cliff with these nuts. Y'all got 5 minutes. We're not going off the cliff.
That isn't where we are because we haven't.
We're not going off the cliff with you, Angela. We remember you was defending them Zionists and calling Minister Farrakhan dumb and a bigot. Trick. Tiffany, when you was on MSNBC, you told the audience not to listen to us.
But part of what you're saying suggests that this is all normal.
Well, don't let me
okay,
suggest
well, clarify.
anything because
I
can say things.
Well, say it more clearly.
Well, say it more clearly, girl. Shut up.
No. So ceremony is one thing. These are ceremonies that have been cultivated over a period of time that don't inure any approval to this man's agenda. It doesn't rubber stamp, sign off on, or agree with Elon Musk being not just a gatekeeper, watchkeeper, but nowhere near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the president.
Listen,
would they have had Osama bin Laden
if Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president?
Well, can I just point out a point?
Terrorist. This man is a terrorist.
Guys, this isn't that. That's not the point. All I'm saying is this. We can go off the cliff.
It is the point. It is absolutely the point.
Well, let me hear Andrew. Let me hear what you have to say, Andrew.
You can go off the cliff and never, ever get power again.
That's where we are.
No, that isn't where we are because we haven't begun to.
Could be. He said this was the last election.
Angela, you are smart. However, your wisdom does not supplant that of all of the American people who went out and voted. And
what? He said, Angela, you're smart, but your wisdom, baby, does not supplant the wisdom of the voters, of the people. Talk black to me, somebody. Y'all know I believe Trump is a nut and a terrorist and a danger. But I equally believe so was Kamala. And that's the difference between me and your Democrat shields. The fact that she's sitting here screaming with all these alarms about the danger of Trump, while they refuse to do anything about reparations here for Black Foundation of Black Americans, they're still overseeing a Black genocide domestically in the United States against us and our people. Right in our face over the past few years under the Biden administration, they gave Asian and Asian Pacific Island communities millions of dollars, and they gave them a criminal justice package and reform, overwhelmingly passed by both the Democrats and Republicans for the Asian community during the pandemic because they claimed they was experiencing racism during the pandemic. They gave legal immigrants and illegal immigrants tangibles, homes, money, Visa cards, more money on the cards for food than they give Americans on their food stamp cards. Come and bless it. Yeah, I got to get ready to go. White Afghans, hundreds of billions of dollars we done sent to Ukraine. Follow me on Instagram, family, at Vicki X Dillard. On Instagram, I posted on Instagram. I think I even posted it here on YouTube on the community page too. How did you all know that the Pentagon just had another audit? And the Pentagon audit, the most recent one, let me show it to you. I'm going to my Instagram page. The Instagram page, this is what I posted the other day, 3 days ago. Look at this headline from 2023, and I'm going to show you the more recent one. Y'all see this headline from 2023? What does it say, family? What does this headline say? Pentagon can't account for 63% of nearly 4 trillion with a T. Trillion. Somebody say trillion in assets. The DoD, Department of Defense, regularly buys parts and equipment it doesn't need because it can't keep track of parts and equipment it already owns. That's 2023. The 6th one just came out. The most recent one, y'all. I'm sorry, the 7th one. This past November 15th, the other day, y'all. What does this headline say? What does this headline say for the most recent one that took place just the other day? Look at the headline, family. This is your government. It says Pentagon fails the 7th audit in a row, but says progress is made. Guess what this was? Now, the one I showed you from last year was trillions of dollars that's missing and unaccounted for, right, fam? Which means that's still pending. The one that just took place at the Pentagon on Friday failed its 7th audit in a row, with the nation's largest government agency still unable to fully account for more than $824 billion budget. That's the more recent one, saying it's $824 billion, almost a trillion for this one. So that's the most recent report. But the one from just a year ago, 63% of a 63% of 4 trillion. Angela, that doesn't alarm her. That the largest government agency that's responsible for committing all manner of evil around the world, that has 800, just under 1,000 bases and installations around the world to bully the world, commit coups around the world, change governments around the world, steal resources from around the world, that don't move her and scream and holler about democratic norms. Your government right now is the one that's funding the genocide with the Palestinian people. We're the hidden hand that's involved in some of the drama that's going on in the Sahel, the West African region, as well as the Sudan and Congo. That don't alarm them. What alarms them is the biscuitry. They're not discussing trillions missing. That don't bother them that they still not talking about giving us reparations while they give illegals reparations. It doesn't bother them that Joe Biden said that America is doomed in part because of black folks. She's not alarmed that a Democratic senator out of Chicago, Durbin, said on the floor that we need to give the illegal status and stuff so that they can enlist in the military, and we're going to give them free citizenship and stuff for using illegals in the military because we're missing our quotas. Do you all know the United States is missing their quotas with the soldiers? She's not alarmed that Chuck Schumer, high-ranking, long-term Democrat senator, said in a press conference out of his own mouth that a certain group, a certain population in the United States, talking about white folks, they're not producing children like they should, and this is the reason why we should give millions of folks status in America. That's no cause for alarm. I gotta go. awful. Can y'all hear?
I think I'm hurt. I felt awful. I felt.
You sounded like to me
Well,
too,
no. So ceremony is one thing. These are ceremonies that have been cultivated over a period of time that don't inure any approval to this man's agenda. It doesn't rubber stamp, sign off on, or agree with Elon Musk being not just a gatekeeper, watchkeeper, but nowhere near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the president? Would they have had Osama bin Laden
if Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president?
Well, can I just point out a point?
Terrorist. This man is a terrorist.
Guys, this isn't that. That's not the point. All I'm saying is this: we can go off the cliff.
It is the point. It is absolutely the point.
Well, let me hear, Andrew. Let me hear what you have to say, Andrew.
You can go off the cliff and never, ever get power again.
That's where we are.
No, that isn't where we are because we haven't begun to.
While her mouth is wide open, somebody stick a biscuit there.
He said this was the last election.
But Angela, you are smart. However, your wisdom does not supplant that of all of the American people who went out and voted. And unfortunately, I've had to subject myself to the same damn thing. You don't think I'm hurt? I felt awful. I felt humiliated. No. I'm going to finish my point. And ashamed.
Yeah, shut up.
Call a guy and who I don't respect, who I don't like him, anything else, and concede a race for governor. No, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good to Kamala either. She had warned the country of what a fascist looked like, and it was him in standing for him. Yet she picked up the phone, she made the call because that's what mature democracies do. Now, two things. We don't want to conflate two different things. Do you think Kamala Harris is rubber stamped and signed off on his policies? On Elon Musk,
even talk about her. I said the Oval Office. No, I didn't even bring up her concession
This is why, but you didn't, but I did.
I did not.
You
and
did
I'm
not,
saying
you
I
did
asked
not,
the question
Angela, but
about
I did.
the Presidential
If I could
Transition
say
Act of
why.
1963
If I
and
could
the
say
Oval
why.
Office meeting not being statutorily required.
Again,
Andrew, finish your point. Finish your point. Because you're talking about the
I don't want to be labeled as saying something else. I didn't say anything about your concession call. I didn't say anything about his
I think Andrew's making a different point. So Andrew, finish your point.
It's not okay to say that I essentially suggested
you can
that
assign,
when you didn't want to have anything suggested to you either.
You can assign me saying that the president should attend inauguration and host the incoming president at the White House as being a rubber stamp of Elon Musk. Never said that.
I did not say anything about Elon Musk.
Let me get back to the point if I could. The point is we can see.
I'll stop the torch. I gotta go, y'all. What you just witnessed, dear family, was a possession, a demonic possession. What you just witnessed was a demonic possession. These folks are unhinged and need to be delivered. Period. I gotta go. I got to go. Family, that was outrageous. Can you imagine what the rest of that hour and almost 18 minutes, the torture of it all? I can't wait to talk about what she said at the end. At the end, y'all, they want to know whether or not they should even keep their podcast going. They asking the public. Ninja, bye. Goodbye. Family, they normalized George Bush. George Bush stole the election, y'all. And that was briefly brought up in this situation, even though I brought this up long time ago and recently. We know for sure they stole that election and they stole it from black folks. But did Angela do all this then? Michelle Obama, that's the reason why I go off on Michelle Obama, because she talks about all of the values she shared with George Bush, the war criminal. We let him back in the White House. They gave him all of the, norms and graces to a war criminal. This man ought to be rejected everywhere he goes. Do you all know that George Bush, he got a couple warrants out for his arrest in other countries too. Like Trump has warrants out for his arrest in Iran and a couple of some of the other Middle Eastern countries because they was over there murdering and killing While we over here doing our thing, unaware of all the stuff that they're doing in our name, other countries are got warrants out for their arrest because they over there murdering top military and top government officials illegally. Y'all hit that link and come to my free webinar where I'm going to be exposing these occult dark forces that's at work in the United States government, buying through even the Trump campaign, as well as Kamala Harris's campaign. I'm going to tell you about what that spiritual war is about. And I'm going to give you an interpretation, an appropriate interpretation of the Dry Bones Army Rising family. You want to hear this. It doesn't matter what your religion is or if you have none at all. It doesn't matter what your spiritual practice is or if you don't have one at all. If you're dealing with your open enemies and if this is their playbook, you ought to know about it if you want to win. And the more of us that understands this, the more likely we can overcome and have a real effect in our real world in the 3D once we get it together spiritually, because everything you see came from everything you can't see. So that means you have to have a good understanding of what's going on in the unseen. And I don't talk just because I'm talking. I'm discussing this. I'm doing this lecture offline because my spirits have given me the go ahead and sanctioned me to do it. So click that link or go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. Family, I got to go, but you just witnessed a possession right there. These crazy black bootlicks and bootlegs are out of their minds. So much so they turn on each other and cussing each other out. Larga says, I'm registered. I know that's right. I can't wait to see y'all Sunday. I'll be back later on, family. I love you so much. I got to run. I'm your sister with the curly braids. Hit that thumbs up button. Share. Be sure to check me out here, family. I've got some other formal, official, exciting media news that I'm going to be sharing. Some of you perhaps already know something about it. There are going to be some other upcoming announcements that I got coming before the year's out. I'm so excited. So honored that you're with me. I'm your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard. I bow to you. You are my bliss. I can't wait to see you again.